It is called EQ, or emotional intelligence, and experts argue that it can be more indicative of a job success than better-known measures like IQ, especially in the era of artificial intelligence. Joe, Becky, and I took the test. Here to break down the results is Dr. Steven Stein. He's clinical psychologist and CEO of Multi-Health Systems. I had read about you and thought, wow, this could be kind of fascinating. And you sent this out to all of us, and here we are. So tell us about ourselves.
All right. Well,
and what this all means.
All right. Well, emotional intelligence really is three things: your ability to be aware of your own emotions, be aware of other people's emotions, your ability to manage your own emotions, manage people around you, and your ability to use emotions to get things done, to make decisions, to deal with stress. That's kind of what it is in a nutshell.
And you give this test to other companies?
Oh, yeah.
All across the country?
Yeah, around the world. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And when you look, I'm curious, before we even begin, the best leaders that are famed, that we often talk about or may be guests here on this show, do they all score very high on this or no?
I wouldn't say all of them, but I would say most of the very successful ones would score high on this.
Okay. Tell us, you know, break it down for us.
How you did? Who do you want to start with?
Joseph, what do you think?
I have a low emotion. I don't care about people. What is? See, I wanted nuance in some of the questions. Like they say, do you care about yourself or other people? If it's my son, my daughter, my wife, something like that, I care deeply. Less so about Andrew or somebody, you know.
Exactly.
Now, does that give me a low EQ because I don't care about Andrew?
Yeah, it does lower your score.
So I'd be a better leader if I cared about Andrew?
You probably would. I mean, Becky cares about Andrew, and you don't. So.
By the way, we've never met Dr. Stein before.
Yes, we've never met. By the way, read this. If you read the stuff, I thought it got all of us to a T.
But it does, because I tried to be honest, but I can see how a lot of people, and I'm motioning towards Andrew, might sort of be able to tell what the right answer is to feel like you're a good person, and then they would say what they think they need to say. Why don't people do that?
Questioning whether Andrew answered
why don't people?
He thinks I gamed the test.
Why don't? When you answered at the end, there's a question. How honestly did you answer all these questions? What did you say? A couple of times?
No,
I said always.
I said either always or often.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
No,
I don't think I said often.
Often was like right next to seldom.
I don't remember what it was.
But what you're missing is that there are other items embedded in there that catch you. Yeah, that catch you if you do try and game the test.
Okay.
So we do take that into account.
So we need to.
Let's go through each person.
So yeah, so
you can do me. Go ahead.
So your strength, your number one strength is assertiveness, as you just showed us now. You tell it like it is. You're not afraid to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs.
Well, I was thinking about that, and it's good when subjective truth matches with objective truth, and that's me. Yeah. Everything I think is right anyway. So what difference does it matter whether there's no difference between subjective and objective?
Well, then we go into reality testing, but we're not going to cover that part of your score. Your next strength is optimism. You sort of look at the positive side of the things overall. You tend to be a pretty positive guy. But as you mentioned before, your challenge is empathy. You care about certain people, but you really don't care about other people. And you know, that's the way you're
cold, Doc.
Impulse control.
I don't really
impulse control is another.
I don't
one
really
for
give
you.
a crap what you think, but no.
Thanks for validation.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, impulse control is another one. That's
bullshit. Bullshit. I have great impulse.
What about flexibility for him?
Flexibility for him. That's your worst. Your lowest is inflexibility. So you tend to be a bit of a rigid guy. You don't like to change routine. You stay with the same thing over and over.
I don't like change either. I thought that could be
really.
Yeah, I thought that because you know, like when we go to a new building.
Okay, we got to do Becky now.
Becky. Well, Becky, you're number one in emotional expression. So we can read you. You're not a poker player, right?
No.
We can read you. We know where you're coming from in terms of your emotions. And that's great. That is a great thing. You know, great skill to have.
However, my weakness.
Oh, you want to do your weakness? Well,
might as well jump right in. I'm not assertive.
You're not assertive enough, yeah. And that's something you can work on. You can always, benefit that. That'll be good for you to be a little more assertive. You let these guys overwhelm you.
Yeah, I've been sitting next to these guys for forever. You would think that I might learn a page or two.
Ask Quail, who's not assertive. Yeah, that's her husband over there. Yeah, she's not assertive.
But Becky, if you work on this
test isn't worth it.
You can outshine these guys really well if you work on it.
She already does.
Assertive,
what are we going to do about that?
She's not assertive. You don't even have one pant leg.
Okay, so are we up to me? Yes.
So your number one is what we call self-actualization. You are really engaged in what you do. You really love the work that you're doing right now.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. What else? What else? Tell me some more good things.
The good things. You want to hear the good things. You're pretty emotionally self-aware. You know exactly what you're feeling and where it's coming from. So that's a good one for you.
Empathy.
And you're pretty good in empathy. So that's great for a TV host. You can read people and kind of know where they're coming from.
Keep going. Keep going.
Well, we were going to do your weaknesses.
Go
after.
for the.
I mean,
that.
does his empathy rise to bleeding heart, which I think it in many cases does?
Can it? It
Does it? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not really. That's sympathy. It's not really feeling bad.
Oh, it's not sympathy. It's just
No.
knowing.
It's just knowing, just understanding where they're coming from.
Okay, tell me, because he thinks that I'm overconfident, but you say that I have very low self-regard.
Yeah, your self-regard is kind of low. You're not as confident as he thinks.
I don't believe that.
Well, no, really. He's sort of
He's got
concerned.
billions. He's got Deal Book. He's got New York Times. He's got the Squawk Box.
That's what surprised me about his score.
Just sits in for Charlie Rose. That's not true. He's so confident.
I think that he's
faux humility. But you can't pick up faux humility.
I said humility. I said he's got humility.
Faux humility.
Oh, faux humility. You don't believe it.
It's faux
You don't
humility.
believe it.
He knows he's playing you, Doc.
I don't think he is. I think he's driven. He's very driven.
That's true.
He doesn't think he's reached where
To get
he really
ahead.
could be.
That's true.
Yeah.
On other people's backs. Yeah, he's climbing and it doesn't matter. Absolutely, that's true. Absolutely.
No, he thinks he's got a long way to go. He loves the track that he's on. He's accomplished a lot. I'm amazed by how much you've accomplished, actually.
That's right.
But he's not there yet.
I like this guy.
He's not there yet.